Well, good evening, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be time zone wise, and welcome back. I know it feels like a while because our break was a bit longer than we anticipated. We took a second week off um, for the 12 Hours of Sebring virtual race on iRacing, just for anyone who would be competing in that, anyone who would be spectating it. I myself was a spectator of it. It was a pretty good race. I enjoyed watching it, but here it is time now for the season finale of Lightning Speed Racing's first season of Le Mans Ultimate. Yeah, I mean it's crazy that we've hit this stage already. I honestly still can't believe it. Time flies, man, when you have some excellent racing. And yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. But I will say that after this, we still have some behind the scenes work to do. But we do have our Season 2 calendar already planned out. A lot of good races are on that calendar, but I won't talk to you guys about it yet. I will actually let one of the Le Mans Ultimate managers go ahead and talk about that after the race. What's up, Bacon? Welcome to the chat. Hope you're having a great time, because I know I will be. We got about 7 minutes left of practice. It's going to be a fun race here today. We got 60 minutes here at the Fuji International Speedway. And let me talk to you guys for a little bit about this track, because this track has a lot of great history. This is a 16 corner track. Jeez, we're not in the Nordschleife. 16 corner track, 2.82 miles around, and then 4.5 kilometers in length. It is a very fun track, very high speed. There is a little bit of elevation change, but not as much as, say, Spa or some of the other tracks we've been to on the calendar. The other most notable one would be Portimao. But yeah, so it's a very interesting track, built right next to Mount Fuji in Japan. It's going to be a really fun track. Lots of good overtaking spots as well, especially the massive run from turn 16 all the way to turn 1. Cars that benefit a lot from the high speed, or like the higher speed tracks. Unfortunately, not like the Van Wall or the Glickenhaus that do have a few issues on high speed tracks. It should be a really good time for those cars here. And speaking of, we do actually have a Van Wall on the grid, and that is Philip Smoka. Now, if that name seems familiar to you, then you're not just seeing things. This was the GOAT, and yes, I am calling him the GOAT, who was actually in the commentary box for the last round at Sebring, and then at the 2.4 hours of Le Mans. And this time he is on track in the Van Wall. We haven't seen Van Wall in a bit, so always good to see those boutique manufacturers come back. And yeah, it'll be really interesting to see how he does today from commentator to a racer. And hopefully we'll see a lot of him next season as well, both on track and also here in the commentary box. We have a lot of really awesome races planned for next season. I took a look at the calendar, and I saw some pretty neat tracks on there. So definitely the latest update, adding several different track layouts, may or may not have had a hand in updating our calendar. I'm not going to spoil anything yet. I'm just going to build as much hype as I can around this calendar, because it is a hype-worthy calendar. But before we get to that, we have some racing to get to. So it's going to be qualifying here in about 4.5 minutes. And once again, as always, if you guys want me to go on board with a specific driver, then all you guys have to do is just put a comment in the chat of which car you'd like to do an on-board lap with. And that will happen 98% of the time. If there's a really close battle up at the lead for the win of the race, and then you request someone that's like in the back of the grid, probably won't be able to get to that one because we will focus on the battle up front. But throughout the other parts of the race, as long as you guys drop a comment of which driver you would like to go on board with for a lap, that is a very easy request to grant, and I am all for it. So taking a look at your grid today, we currently have 12 drivers on the grid. We have Mark Santos in the number 8 Toyota. And then we have Michelle Bonalumi in the Lamborghini, who unfortunately is in the garage at the moment. Antoine Ponset in the 2023 spec Haas Toyota, as we have affectionately nicknamed it. And then we have Mikhail Frokov, our championship leader and likely champion come the end of this race. He was just 1 point shy of closing it out in Sebring, although I know there's still some post-race incident reports that still have to be sorted through. But, I mean, it's very likely that Mikhail Frokov will be your champion at the end of today's race. So, I mean, and he's deserved it. He's had a really good drive, been very consistent. I think he has a 100% podium rating coming into this race, so we'll see if he can be the only driver to get a podium in every single race of the season. And consistency is what wins championship, folks. So, yeah, it's no surprise there that Mikhail in the art car BMW has put himself in a good spot to win the title. Then we have Jerome Leninrad in a Porsche. He is unfortunately just sitting in the pits. We'll see him on track at some point. And then we have Nemanja Rajkovic in the Porsche Penske Motorsport machine, the number 4. And then we have Gabriel Mara, a driver who had a pretty good running for the last time out in the Cadillac at Sebring. Had a pretty good result on debut. And then we have the aforementioned Philip Smolka in the Van Wall, commentator turned driver today. Good to see him on track in the Van Wall. And then we have the man that we'll be speaking to after the race about the upcoming calendar for Le Mans Ultimate in Nico Perez, who is driving the number 708 Glickenhaus. He is currently in the pits. And then we have Bill Stickley, who is in the Ferrari AF Corsa number 51. Then we have Formula Jonah, content creator in the world endurance racing space, providing good videos that don't go so into detail that you can't understand what's going on. Very, very digestible information on his channel, also in a Porsche Penske Motorsport machine. And then we have Bradley Kennedy, also in a this time in a Proton competition Porsche, as opposed to the others in the Penskes. So a bit of a smaller grid for today's race, but overall, it's still going to provide some really good racing. We have not had a boring race here at LSR for Le Mans Ultimate yet, and I don't think the season finale is going to be a boring race. I think it's going to be exciting. There's a lot of risky overtaking spots that you can kind of utilize on this track. Obviously, you can do Daniel Ricciardo style late braking into turn 1. And then get a really solid move, and then you can even if you don't get it directly into turn 1, you could use turn 2 as a good place to overtake on. And then obviously we have the Coca-Cola corner, turn 3. And I mean, there's some pretty good spots to overtake. You could also try to overtake right before the Dunlop curve in turn 10. But yeah, I mean, there's just so many good spots to overtake on this track, so I think we'll have a really, really exciting race here today. We're down to about the last 10 seconds of practice. And then we get into the real meat and potatoes before our actual Grand Prix. And that is the qualifying for the final race of Lightning Speed Racing's Le Mans Ultimate season. It's crazy that we've hit this point. And I'm so glad you guys have been with us for the entire journey. Or if you're just tuning in for the first time, go ahead and drop a like and subscribe, turn on notifications, because I believe shortly after this we have Formula 1 racing here at LSR Season X. The brand new season with a fresh rebrand, or I guess a fresh new logo update, I should say. We're still Lightning Speed Racing, as Mark Santos has despawned. He's went into the pits, but that is because it is qualifying time here in Fuji, and it is going to be a very, very fun one here today. Just waiting for the last 16 seconds to kind of tick down, and then it will be qualifying time. All right. Just going to go ahead and wait for some of these cars to get out on track. I think they're all still currently in the pits. Nobody is... Oh, okay, here we go. Now we got a few cars going out. It looks like Antoine Ponset will be the first car to go ahead and come out. And then we have Jerome Leninrad in the Hertz Joda Porsche, followed by the Van Wall of Philip Smolka. And yep, it is go for the final qualifying session here in Season 1 of our Le Mans Ultimate Championship. What a ride it has been, but we have one more quality to go, and then 60 more minutes of racing, and then Season 1 will be concluded. But you don't have to wait long for Season 2, because we'll be announcing the calendar dates for Season 2. And yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Of course, Reflector, it is honestly a joy to be here at LSR. I mean, this is the first league I've actually ever commentated for that wasn't for Formula 1 or Formula 1 adjacent machinery, like Super Formula. So it's been a really fun experience. There's been some really good racing here at LSR. It's been a blast. Some good battles, some very dicey moments, especially Sebring. That was a really hectic final race, or final moments of that race, I should say. But so far, I can't really complain about anything here. It's been a lot of fun. Been a good learning opportunity as well. As someone who's been commentating for a little under a year now, right? I think I technically hit that 1 year mark in February due to me commentating for Need for Speed Need for Speed Unbound at one point. That was fun. That was a fun one-off event, but as always, it's really fun to be here. I mean, metaphorically, you're paying me to yap about racing. And, you know, I love it. Alright, so, going to the first qualifying lap, it looks like we'll actually switch to Michele Bonalumi because it looks like the Lamborghini of the Italian is going to go ahead and be our first one to go ahead and set a lap. Navigating this very tricky but very fun track, as I believe they are going to heading to the Dunlop corner. Now time for the really tricky chicane through turns 11 and 12. Gonna navigate that. Now it's so easy to brake super late into that corner if you're trying to make an overtake, and then you just kind of lose it. But luckily qualifying that won't be the case. Alright, so now it's going to be the run up to the start-finish straight for Michele Bonalumi here very shortly. We'll see where that Lamborghini can get placed. The lone Lamborghini here today is gonna propel to the metal, coming out of turn 16. We'll see where the time is going to be. Oh, actually, it looks like it's just a tire warm-up run, so there will be a time, but it will not be representative. And I think now they're about to start their flyer. Okay, it's a 1:28 actually for Antoine Poncet. I didn't see him at all. I thought he went into the pits. Oh, right behind. That explains it. Jerome Leninrad is a few tenths off, or about 2.5 seconds off. Same with Bradley Kennedy. Those drivers, I mean, it's early stages of qualifying. That track is going to get more rubbered in as it goes along. So you're going to obviously see the lap times get quicker as we continue to go along. We'll actually drop down the field a bit to take a look at the Van Wall as the Van Wall is about to go ahead and set the time. We'll see what the time is going to be. Is it going to be enough to stay within this top 9? Now, there are more than 9 drivers on track, just as a refresher for anyone who may be new, but the UI, unfortunately, the default UI that is presented to us from Le Mans Ultimate, from the developers, it is still only limited to 9 slots. And actually, we're going to switch some stuff up on this overlay. We're going to go ahead and showcase some qualifying information for the driver currently on our screen. Philip Smolka going through these corners. Oh, looks like he had a little bit of a snap there coming on corner exit. And now he's going to set it. It is an improvement, but he is still a second down from Antoine Poncet, who is currently the leader of qualifying here at the moment. Gabriel Mara actually kind of flew under the radar, is sitting in P3 in that 311 Cadillac. Now Jerome goes ahead and usurps Gabriel. But we'll stay focused on this car here. It's looking like it's improved sectors here for Philip, although I believe this is his first flying lap. in that van wall, so we'll see what his time is going to be. I mean, he's losing a good amount of time. He's about 2.7 seconds off the time, although we know that the van wall isn't the most competitive car on the grid. Although I think it is the only boutique manufacturer to have not scored points here so far in this championship. Philip hoping to make that change. Now, granted, it is a 60-minute race, so it is regular F1 scoring. You get 25 points. For winning, it is a 134.084 for the van wall. And then we'll go ahead and switch up to... let's see, who can we switch up to? We'll go on board from one boutique to another. Nico Perez is actually on an LF, so we'll probably come back to him in a bit. Nemanja. Okay, Nemanja is actually about to head through Sector 3. Actually, yeah, on that start-finish straight, coming out of turn 16, we'll see what his time is going to be. And it's going to be... Alright, he's going to upgrade himself up to 4th position right now. We are down to about 8 minutes left of qualifying. That is a good time for P4. You have 3 Porsches actually in the top 5, which is pretty good for Porsche. But not for long. Michele Bonalumi is going to go ahead and move up into P4. Actually, it was P3 momentarily, but Jerome just set another fast time. Jerome he's getting these laps in, man. It feels like every time someone takes third, Jerome's like, nope, I claim that. That is my spot. I want to start from the front of the second row. And so far, he's been doing pretty good about it. He is just... And I mean, these lap times are just going to go ahead and get quicker and quicker and quicker as the day goes on. As these 8 minutes tick down for qualifying. So we will definitely have to keep an eye on how things play out. Your top 9 are currently on your screen at the moment with the biggest deficit. Currently right now being actually 4 seconds from Bill Stickley. In that number 51 Ferrari. Let's actually see who else could be on a good lap. Santos. Nope. Perez. Alright, there we go. Now we're going to get on board with Perez. Perez has yet to set a lap time. So we will see where that lap time is going to go. He's making good progress through these corners. He's going to put full throttle on corner exit. We know the Glickenhaus doesn't have the most downforce compared to some of its competitors. We know it's a tricky car to drive. But we've seen magic happen from these Glickenhaus drivers in these last few rounds. Actually, almost every single round. Glickenhaus has always been the pleasant surprise of everyone. Both Lucas Nielsen and Nico Perez, which... Nico Perez is the only Glickenhaus here this time around. We'll see what his time is going to be. Now we know his car's going to suffer a bit on that straight due to the lack of a four-wheel drive system and also a hybrid system. So the instant torque isn't quite there, but he might get a good slipstream for that Ferrari. Ooh, that Ferrari gets really, really close. That was almost an accident. I wonder if that would have been impeding by any stretch. And Nico Perez is going to come across the line. It's not going to be good enough for the top 9, but he'll just barely miss out, and he'll be in the top 10. He is in P10, but only a 10th off from Bill Stickley's time, so that's pretty good. And Formula Jonah himself is only 8/10 behind Perez, so Santos is really the only driver who has yet to go ahead and set time. But he did tell me last time out that he did want to do for the final round, he wanted to do a last to first challenge in that Toyota. We know that Toyota is very strong. Mark Santos, I mean, he's a rapid driver too. He's been on the podium a majority of the races. Doesn't quite have that same stat line as our current championship leader, Nico Perez. Or, sorry, not Nico Perez, Mikhail Frokov. Imagine a Glickenhaus on top. That would actually make my day. I would actually really like to see that. I apologize for that little slip up, but it was because we were on board with Nico Perez. Whoops. Maybe Nico Perez for champion next season? Who knows? But also, the one thing I can say about next season is multi-class racing is very, very, very likely to happen. And then Mikhail Frokov looking to improve to pole, but nope, that is not an improved time, I don't believe. And he's just going to go ahead and chill out. I mean, he's pretty much got this championship bagged at this point. Like, he would have to DNF. And then Santos would have to win. That is the only stipulation that I think that he could lose this championship. It's 25 points for a win. He is 24 points ahead. So, yeah, the only way that Santos could win this is he has to win and Frokov has to DNF. But there's also incident reports that might result in penalties from some of the prior races that have yet to be resolved. Hopefully we will get those resolved before the beginning of the next season. Things have been pretty busy around here, especially with the F1 season getting underway. So we'll just have to see how everything plays out. We're down to 5 minutes left to qualifying. Actually now 4 minutes of qualifying. The final 4 minutes of qualifying here in Season 1. That's a crazy stat to think about. I can't believe we've already made it to this point. Overall, I would say that this season has been quite the success. I mean, they had a few teething issues. As one does when starting a new series or a new league, it just tends to happen. But I think that Lightning Speed Racing is in a good spot to go ahead and move forward. And I think next season is going to be even a bigger banger than the last one. So we're going to go ahead and jump on board with, let's see. Let's actually get on board with the owner of Lightning Speed Racing. I forgot to mention that earlier about Formula Jonah. He is I think he is actually the owner of Lightning Speed Racing. Taken to the track once again in the Porsche Penske Motorsport machine. Let's see what he can do. See if he can improve his time. He is currently sitting in P11 as it sits right now. Can he improve his time? We'll find out here very, very shortly. Is it going to be improved time? No, I don't think so. I don't think that was an improved time from the Porsche Penske. I mean, still a better lap than I would have done. I mean, granted, this is a track I do like, but comparing a wheel to someone who would be driving this track on a controller, yeah, there's going to be a few differences there in pace. There's a reason why I don't race on this game competitively. But anywho, Michel Bonalumi is in the pits. Antoine Poncet, our current pole sitter right now in the Toyota. Now, the Toyota cars have been pretty decent in qualifying throughout the course of the season, but it's usually some other form of bad luck just befalls them whenever they actually go into the race itself. Although that wasn't the case a few weeks ago, as it was pretty close. There's a race that is still under review. The race finished for Sebring, so we might even have a winner in Mark Santos, the Toyota who is attempting to do the last of first challenge. Go ahead and take a look at some results for you here real quick. Once I go ahead and find the results from last week. It has been a while, so I gotta remember where I put all these things. Alright, I will find it eventually. But anyways. Yeah, I mean, it just mostly seems like Toyota has like really good pace in the race itself, or the qualifying, and then just in the race they have some sort of incident outside their control, or just one tiny slip up. The first incident that comes to mind is the prologue in Portimao, where we had that spin that would ultimately lead to Mikhail Frokov winning our prologue in Portimao. But anyways, we'll get back into the on-track action. We're going to stay on board with Antoine Poncet. We'll see if he can go ahead and improve any of his time. And we'll see what he can do. It is a purple Sector 1. By 7,000ths of a second. We'll see what he can get in Sector 2. Can he make an improvement there? Down to 20 seconds after qualifying. This will surely be his final lap. Oh, but it's not an improvement. He had a moment. He lost about half a second there inside of Sector 2. He's got to really try to turn on the afterburners and make it count in Sector 3 if he wants to improve his time. Good enough to keep pole position. We'll have to see what he can do. Antoine Poncet managing these corners nicely. He is now onto the start-finish straight. We'll see what he can do. Can he improve his time? I think he's actually coming to the pits. Yeah, no, he's in the pits. He's done. So we'll hop on board with Jerome He's in the pits. Michelle in the pits. Mikel, seeing if he can take pole. It's not going to be good enough for pole, and he will start from 4th on the grid. Namanja's in the pits. Bradley's in the pits. Gabrielle's in the pits. Phillips in the pits. Nico's in the pits. I think, yeah, everybody here is in the pits. Yeah, everybody is in the pits. So let me go ahead and read you through our qualifying here today. Antoine Ponset takes pole position here for Toyota in the number 7 2023 spec, Haas Toyota as we like to nickname it. Then Jerome Leninrad in the number 38 Hertz Jota Porsche, followed by Michelle Abandalumi in the number 63 Lamborghini, Mikhail Frokov in the Art Car BMW, Namaja Rajkovic also in the Hertz Jota Porsche. And then we have Bradley Kennedy, Gabriel Mara, Philip Smolka, Nico Perez, Bill Stickley, Formula Jonah, and Mark Santos doing the last and first challenge here. So it is going to be time to go ahead and do the little bit of a formation lap that we have before getting started here. It will start in about a minute's time. So don't go anywhere. All right, folks, I'm just going to go ahead and give you your quick reminder to go ahead and hydrate. Be sure to hydrate. You know, get your favorite drink, get your favorite snack. Make sure you get water at some point in the day. Because just like how these awesome race cars cannot operate without their fuel, at least not properly, your body cannot operate properly without water. So be sure to drink water. I know caffeine is nice. It gets your blood pumping. But you definitely need water at some point in there. Your body just requires it. But it's going to be a good start that is going to be required here from all these drivers to make this final race count.
Formation lap has started.
The formation lap is starting up, and it will be Antoine Ponset leading us to green here. We'll see if what's going to happen here. It's going to be a very, very spicy run down to turn number 1. We'll see how everything is going to play out. Ponset will lead us to green. It'll be very, very soon before the final race begins here at Le Mans Ultimate in Lightning Speed Racing. And it's going to be go time very, very soon. Just waiting for that green flag announcement. And it's lights out, and away we go. It's a really good start there from Mikhail Frokov. He's looking to jump Jerome Leninrad very early on, and it's going to be a massive run down to turn number 1. We'll see what's going to happen here. Looks like no major contact there in the backfield, and so far we have all survived turn 1. 2 cars going a bit wide. Mikhail Frokov, it took him no time at all to slingshot into the lead of this race. Mikhail Frokov, our championship leader and our race leader here as it sits right now. Ponset got shuffled down into P2. Santos is actually already up to P4, starting from 12th on the grid. He's actually going to make a very gutsy overtake onto Michelle Bonalumi, but looks like Jerome Leninrad is going to have something to say about it too. We'll see what the Porsche can do. He's not. Back there. Oh, what was that? Michelle Bonalumi was super late on the brakes. Absolutely pile drive Mark Santos. Chaos here in the opening lap of the season finale. And ooh, that's going to make that last the first so much harder. Oh, and Santos is already going to be on that recovery drive. Oh, there's a Ferrari off. That is Bill Stickley. It's the number 51 Ferrari. He is off the track. I don't know if that was contact or not. Unfortunately, we don't have the ability to get replays. But, oh, man, that was not a good start for Bonalumi or for Santos. I mean, Santos, he had a good start. He got the P4 and then just got dive-bombed by the Lamborghini. And it's just, oh, it went all sorts of wrong there for the Lamborghini. Unfortunate. It wasn't even worse. Mark Santos, who's already up to 8th. He's chasing down a Porsche. I believe it is the Porsche of Bradley Kenny. It looks like he is actually going to go ahead and get that done. And actually, let me go ahead and switch this information up for you guys so you guys can see now. It is lap 1. So now here we go. The top 9 are on your screen right now. But we will go ahead and we'll just pivot to other drivers who are outside of the top 9 as long as they're still in the race. And it looks like Mark Santos is chasing down Nico Perez. He wants P5 back. I mean, that's still a super strong recovery drive from the Toyota driver who's currently 2nd in the championship standings. Ooh, he's getting super close to the back of that Glickenhaus. See if we can get. Oh! Getting a little bit of smoochy gashing going on, but you definitely don't want to do that in a multi-million-dollar prototype race car. And it looks like it's going to be a potential send around the outside. Nico Perez being the minister of the fence right now in that Glickenhaus. He's becoming an American icon by driving that Glickenhaus as well as he is. But Mark Santos is going to probably make light work of this Glickenhaus with superior speed and acceleration. Going down into turn number 1. We'll see what can happen here. Oh, is the switchback going to happen? The switchback does happen. And Mark Santos is up into P6. And now he's going to try to go chase down Rajkovic. He's got to chase down Mara next in the number 311 Cadillac. Gabriel Mara. And then he's got to chase down Rajkovic in the number 4 Hertz Toyota Porsche. Or actually, I believe that's a Penske Porsche. It is a Penske Porsche. Sometimes some of the Porsche drivers do switch. That's another thing that I know will be coming in next season, is that the mid-season swaps will be not happening in a bit of a moment there. A bit of a front brake lockup. You can see those front brakes being very hot, like a dry machine that's about to explode. But luckily, his brakes didn't explode, but his gap certainly did kind of implode a bit to Gabriel Mara behind. We'll actually go on board now with the Cadillac. That's not the view we would like to have, but go on this view. That's a lot better. And that beautiful NASCAR V8 that is in the back of that Cadillac. He's going to go in and try to get a good result here for Cadillac in the 311 Whelen Cadillac. Probably my favorite of the Cadillacs. But regardless, Gabriel is going to try to close that gap up, and it looks like we'll see if we have a battle going up here at the front. Antoine Poncet is still remaining pretty close now to the front. It's about a second off of Mikhail Frokov. Now, granted, Antoine Poncet, I mean, he's had a pretty decent season. He joined in, I believe, around Le Mans and just had a really solid season after that, getting the most out of that number 7 Toyota, even though it's the 2023 spec, although granted, there isn't a whole lot of difference between the 2023 and 2024 spec, and probably the 2025 spec as well. They're all probably going to be pretty similar in terms of performance, maybe a few tenths here and there, but then again, tenths add up pretty quickly. He is catching up to Mikhail Frokov little by little, but it may just not be enough. It actually looks like Nico Perez might be looking for a fight against the Lamborghini. Well, we see these boutique manufacturers really go against cars that they have no right competing against, making magic happen. We've seen it in pretty much every single race where the boutique manufacturers will do something spectacular, and usually results in them getting really good positions. So we will go ahead and keep an eye on that. We're actually going to ride on board with the Glickenhaus for a little bit of engine ASMR. We'll be back. All right, we are indeed back, and it looks like there's going to be a really solid battle here coming up soon between Bradley Kennedy and Michelle Bonalumi. This is the fight that will be for P7 on track here at the moment. We will see what's going to happen here. These two cars are super duper close. It might be a really good battle here because we haven't seen these two cars come to blows yet, really. At least not a ton this season. So this is your dream matchup, for some of you anyway, between Porsche and Lamborghini. Now this is a battle that unfortunately can only happen in IMSA, as Lamborghini has pulled out of the World Endurance Championship for the 2025 season, which is unfortunate, but they are still part of that IMSA championship, so you'll still be able to see this exact battle at some point. But it looks like that Lamborghini's got a really good slipstream. He's going to go ahead and shake for the move, and Bonalumi is going to try to get ahead. Porsche up ahead, going to be late on the brakes. Actually, no, he decides to go for a bit of a more conservative approach. It is early stages here in this race. We haven't even hit the 10-minute mark yet of this race here in Fuji. So, excellent job here from these drivers to keep it clean for the most part. And actually, it has been a really solid recovery drive for Bonalumi because Bonalumi was involved in an earlier accident. He gets super duper close. Oh, he's in the grass! Oh, that almost ended up in another incident. That Lamborghini does look like a javelin from some angles, but it's not advised to use it as a javelin, like we unfortunately saw just a tad bit earlier with an incident involving him and Mark Santos, which Mark Santos is already up into P4. So, it's been a really good recovery drive there from him. We'll see if he can continue that recovery drive. But man, as much as I would love to watch that battle, actually, hang on, we are going to pivot because we might have a battle here for the lead between Antoine Ponce and Mikhail Frokov. Now, Ponce does have the straight line speed. We'll see if he can catch up. But we know that BMW's been wicked strong throughout the season. The BMW's won every single race but two this season. One of those belonging to a Toyota and another belonging to a Porsche. Sorry, a Ferrari, I believe. But yeah, I mean, that BMW has been so strong here this season. And it's probably going to be a threat next season as well. So we will have to really keep an eye out. Mikhail Frokov has really made that BMW sing. But he's not the only winner in a BMW. I believe it was Rovan Machete, I think that's how his name is pronounced. I apologize if I got it wrong, especially if you're watching the stream. But he actually took a win in a BMW at Le Mans. He won our 2.4 hours of Le Mans, which, I mean, we're going to definitely see it next season. I mean, you can't play Le Mans Ultimate and have a season of Le Mans Ultimate without having the Circuit de LSR as part of your calendar. That's just a crime in itself. It would also be a crime if we pivoted to any other battle aside from the one that's currently going on track here at the moment. That's not the right camera we want to see. This is the camera we want to see. He's got really close to Mikhail now. He's going to try to see if he can shake it for a move. It looks like he's actually on holding position. Unless that's just the engine sound not working properly, but he's going to try to shake for a move. Mikhail goes defensive. He's got the inside line, but you got to brake pretty early for this corner or else you're off into the gravel. Gonna try to make the switchback happen, and no dice on the switchback. Not gonna happen. Not this time anyway. We'll see what can happen here. We're gonna stay on board with this for a little bit. I mean, he's keeping that gap pretty consistent. He might be able to get it on the next one, on the next tour. Oh, and it looks like he's just carrying so much more speed. Is it gonna be a dive of the inside? No, Mikhail Frokov shuts the door. He does not want any Girl Scout cookies. And he does not want to hear about his car's extended warranty. He just wants to continue and end the season on the highest note humanly possible. And for him, that would be a race win. Now we're actually going to switch POVs to the view that we had earlier on the Toyota. There we go. And right next to that very nice sounding BMW V8. Now we know the BMW is really good on the straights here of this track as he navigates the final sector through turns 13, 14 and 15. He's got corner number 14 now he's about to go through, and then a little bit of turn 15 to get back and ready for turn 16 and get on start finish straight. He is actually now on that start finish straight. on to turn 16. He's making a run, but can Ponset do anything? Can he make a move? Or is the BMW straight line speed just too much for the Toyota to handle? We'll see that here very, very shortly. We'll see what can happen here. Oh, nope. I think that BMW speed is just too much and the cars are getting a little close, but nothing yet. No moves being made yet between the BMW and the Toyota. But Lennerand has actually gotten pretty close from these two, battling it out a bit. But we will stay on board with this battle for at least another lap, then we'll go ahead and switch it up. Let's see, is there any other really close battles happening on track right now? Actually, this is the closest battle by a long shot. And these cars are getting so close right now. Now, you gotta wonder if Mikel's really feeling that pressure. I mean, that Toyota can be quick, but the BMW has straight line speed advantage. Is he gonna try to hook it around the outside of the Dunlop curves? No, he is not. He thinks better of it. Going to now turns 11 and 12. And oh, these cars are so close to each other. It is incredible how they haven't touched yet. It is incredible. Ooh, all right, we gotta go on board Ponset. This is getting really, really dicey. We need to see this from his POV. Let's actually get into that driver cam. Just right behind the driver's right shoulder, and we'll see if anything can really happen. This is going to be the start-finish straight. This is where we've been seeing a good amount of moves being made here. Can he make it happen? I think it's just that the BMW is in so much straight line speed that it's just almost impossible to get that overtake done. It is a 1:34.54 on the last lap, the fastest lap. According to the steering wheel, the Toyota is a 1:29.5, and I'll see who that actually belongs to. It actually might even be Ponset. Actually, yeah, that is the fastest lap here at the moment. It is a purple lap here for the Toyota. He is trying so hard to get past Mikel. We'll switch to a different camera, dashboard cam. You can hear those tires kind of struggling for grip. Is this the move? Is it? He's got the inside. Does he got it? Not quite. This one's going to be super duper close, folks. You definitely don't want to go anywhere. This fight is going to be absolutely legendary. This battle between the two, Toyota and BMW, it's been kind of like the main battle of the season. We've been seeing it pretty much every race. Toyota and BMW being the main two cars fighting it out right now. He's getting a bit closer, and Santos is probably going to try to insert himself into this fight. He's only a second behind of Jerome Lenorand. But we're going to go ahead and see if on this lap, on this attempt, I mean, it's just, Ponset gets so close, but yet he's so far away. This might be the run, but once again, that BMW straight line speed is absolutely insane. And it seems like he got his setup correct for top speed. This is the track you are going to want to run. I mean, sometimes you might want to run at mid speed, but I mean, the high speed is really working out for Mikel Frokoff right now. A few yellow flags, but we haven't had to have a safety car yet, and that actually has been the case for the entire season. There has been no safety cars and no full course yellows on the season. Very nice indeed. And we've had a few incidents here there, but so far, I mean, it's been a really clean season. It's just a testament to how good these drivers are. Actually, we're gonna go ahead and swing back a few spots to a fight for the podium spot. This is the driver who started in 12th. As we started, he decided to do no qualifying, to do a last to first challenge. He's going to try to hook it around the outside. Is he going to get it, though, is the question going into the double chicane. Oh, the car gets so close. He was trying for it. There was an attempt made, but just not quite enough. And Lenorand holds on to P3 for a little while longer. We're both on board now with the number 7 GR Toyota. We'll see if he can make anything happen there. He's getting so close, but I just wonder if these Toyotas actually do have a bit of a problem with straight line speed. He takes that corner very, very wide, but he did get a really good corner exit out of turn 16. Looks like maybe a little bit of a snap. We'll see what can happen. We're going to go actually onto this same, or on board, but we're going to switch to the rear wing camera as we hear that Porsche engine roar. He's going to try to keep Mark Santos behind and try to keep him out of a podium spot. We'll see what can happen here. He's going to be late on the brake possibly, and another good defense here from Jerome Lenorand. driver who I think if he would have contested the full season, he would be in a really good spot for the championship. He's had some really good performances here. Had some unfortunate moments, as every driver seems to have. It's just racing, but I think we're actually going to go ahead and kind of, let's see. Is there any other battles happening down the field is the question. No, not really. Most of the field is spread out pretty far. Just the big battles here are between this man right here, Antoine Ponce and Mikhail Frokov. And then Mark Santos and then Yaron Monrand are the two main battles going on here. But once again, Antoine is just getting so close to the back of that BMW. Oh, so close indeed. I mean, it's like, it's making my heart accelerate as much as these drivers are accelerating out of the corners. Because this is a big battle for the lead. It's been going on for so long. And these drivers know that the margin of error is paper thin. So they want to make the most of it. But I think it's just the fact that this BMW has just so much straight line speed that the Toyota can close the gap, but just not enough to make a move. But maybe, is this the attempt that the Toyota needed? I don't think so. I don't think he's going to have real estate. They're going to have to brake before then. Yep. Yeah, once again, Kel Frokov. That BMW's just top end is just insane. Just can't keep up. And actually, something must have happened with Santos, because Santos is way far back now. And he lost a spot. Let's actually check in on Santos to see what happened. I can't tell. Unfortunately, we don't have replays. Hopefully, that will come to the overlay system here soon. And hopefully, it's not nearly as buggy as Gran Turismo's. As much as I love Gran Turismo, that the keyboard replay system does bug out quite a bit. Hopefully, we can get that soon. Maybe in time for Season 2, but I think they just had a pretty big update for the game, so probably not. And Season 2 is just around the corner. You don't have to wait very long at all. And once again, I will go ahead and wait for our league manager to go ahead and talk about that calendar once we wrap up today's race. But yeah, now we're going to go ahead and switch back to the battle up front. And I mean, this field has spread out pretty significantly, but this is the tightest battle we have here, so we'll stay on board. Toyota v BMW round, I don't know at this point. We'll see if... Oh, he's getting really close, though. He might actually have it this time. He's going to send it up the inside. Does he got the move? Oh, just not enough real estate. He was the closest. That was the best shot he had of it, but just not enough real estate. BMW speed is just impeccable around Fuji here. Really well done there. I mean, that's also a good sign of patience from Antoine, because I know some drivers, and I'm sure some of you might have experienced this if you race this track in a public lobby on, well, not just Le Mans Ultimate, but any sim racing or even just arcade racing platform. Some people take the phrase of the late, great Ayrton Senna of, if you no longer go for a gap that exists, then you are no longer a racing driver. Some people take that way too literally and go for a gap when there really isn't one. So, good to see good patience here as we are down to the final 40 minutes in the season, which is still very wild for me to say. I can't believe I'm actually still saying that, but yeah, it's really nice. I mean, we've had a good season. Can't wait for the next one. It's going to be a certified banger, I am sure. And man, I'm really excited to see what you guys think about the upcoming calendar, because I took a look at it. I know what it says, and we're in for a good season. We are in for an absolutely fire season. So we're actually going to go ahead and take a look. We'll do our, oh, here we go. Let's actually check on, I was going to do a boutique manufacturer check, but it's a battle here coming up really closely between the two American cars on track here at the moment. This is for P8 on track at the moment. There is another yellow flag that should be resolved pretty quickly. Don't know where that is, but we are seeing a yellow flag, and that's actually gone on for quite a while, but there it goes. It is gone. No need for a safety car or any of that. We'll see if the Cadillacs V8 is going to be powerful enough to get the move done onto Nico Perez going into this corner. No, not quite. He did not have enough real estate. And overall, just not quite enough. We'll stay on board with this Cadillac here for a bit. We'll see what can happen. This is the battle for P8 as it sits right now. Nico Perez trying to hold on for that glick, and as I say, he just doesn't have the same level of downforce that the Cadillac behind him does. Nor does he have the acceleration. He's going to floor it in that Cadillac, Gabriel Mara. Let's see if he can go ahead and try to make something happen. He's going to make this move sooner rather than later. You could make a dive up the Dunlop chicane, but not ideal. I would not recommend that because, I mean, you can make the pass, but you are not going to get the overtake because you're going to go straight. You won't be able to rotate the car, and your brakes are very likely going to lock up. As you go on dashboard camera of this Cadillac here for a little bit. He's going to continue to try to chase down Nico. Can he actually get the move onto Nico? We'll stay on board with this car as we go to the start-finish straight. Actually, scratch that. We're going to go and switch to Perez and get his POV as there is a very, very hungry Cadillac coming up behind. We'll see if anything can happen here. No, I just don't think he's got enough real estate. Yep, they had to slow down for the corner. The cars are going to get close. And nope, nothing yet. We're going to switch back to Antoine and Mikel. This fight is getting pretty close too. We'll see if there's going to be any battles here. We'll see if this can... I mean, this battle's been going on for a very hot minute. Actually, we'll just go ahead and do another engine ASMR once we go ahead and get on that start-finish straight, and we'll see if this move... Actually, scratch that. We're going to hold on this because this is the closest that Ponset has been to this BMW up ahead. Can he get the move done? The move he's been looking for so long in this race. Is he going to go ahead and shake for the move? He's getting close. He's going to try to go up the inside. Is he going to be laying on the brakes enough? Is he going to get it? I think he's got it. He's got it. He's got the move done. He is up in the P1. A little bit of a light flash there, so there might have been a little bit of contact there between Mikhail Fukov and Ponset. But now, the Toyota that started off pole has regained the lead. And now he needs to really start pulling away. But the problem is that Mikhail's got some really good straight line speed in that BMW V8M hybrid. So it's going to be really tricky for the Toyota to keep the BMW behind. It can happen, but it's going to require a lot of defense. And it looks like Prokop is still really close. He's going to go for it. Oh, he went for the dive on the inside, but just not enough real estate. He's going to try everything he can. He's going to have the inside line, but once again, just the door is being closed on him repeatedly by Antoine Ponset. Now, Antoine is going to continue to try to keep that car in a good defensive position to keep him away and keep Prokop out of that lead position. But Lenormand is going to go try to get involved with this here sooner rather than later, I'm sure. Now, Porsche has just been silently observing this battle for the lead. And now we are on that start-finish straight outside of the Panasonic corner. But that BMW's just got so much speed. It is insane. We're going to go on board now with the BMW, the number 20 car. He's going to be a late stand. He's got a little bit of opposite lock. Antoine Ponset is going to go ahead and shut the door. He does not want to hear about any real estate offers for that P1 position. He's going to keep it. Oh, right over the ground. Good enough. Oh, off track there. One pick up Prokop. On the corner exit there out of 100R. Actually, now they just went through 100R. So that was the Coca-Cola corner that he got a little squirrely on corner exit. I would tell you guys why they named it the Coca-Cola corner, but I do not know. If anyone knows, feel free to drop a little bit of a history lesson in chat. And I will go ahead and read it. But right now, ooh, that was a missile dive from Prokop there, and allowed Lenormand to really catch up. He is now within a second, so he can really get in the slipstream and really make this work. We're actually going to watch it from Jerome's POV. We're going to go onto his dashboard camera. And we're going to go ahead and let these engines roar down that start-finish straight. We'll be back. Once again, I mean, that's a good view to get it from. Getting it from the guy who is sitting directly behind these two. And we're going to go ahead and switch back to this battle here between Mikhail Frokov. And Mikhail Frokov did get the lead off of Antoine Poncet. And that is a very good overtake there from the Danish driver. But it looks like Antoine Poncet, the Frenchman's going to try to send it up the inside. He doesn't get it, though. He doesn't have enough real estate for that move to happen. But their fighting has brought Jerome Lenorand right into this battle. So Lenorand could easily take this. He could take it, honestly. These two take each other out. Looks like there might have been a good amount of contact. Yeah, I think there was some contact. We missed it on screen, unfortunately. But I think a bit of muscling there from Mikhail Frokov is going to put him in the lead. But Jerome Lenorand is sitting in P2 right now. So we could see the Hertz Toyota Porsche take the win here if anything happens. If Mikhail makes a mistake. We know Mikhail has been very, very consistent, so we know the mistake isn't likely going to happen. But we'll see. But also, we got to think about the fact that these cars have got to pit here sooner rather than later. That is another thing, too. The pit stop is very likely to happen. I would imagine... I'm not sure if at the halfway mark. I would say probably at the 20 minutes remaining mark. We are actually already almost halfway done with this race. Now we're going to hop onto the rear wing POV of Mikhail Frokov here. We'll see if anything can happen here between these drivers. And it looks like Antoine Poncet is going to be the main threat for Jerome. But Jerome, I mean, when we were talking about this, we were thinking like, you know, Antoine had a good shot. Mikhail had a good shot. But Jerome Lenorand was the massive dark horse of this race. He kind of just shocked everybody. He is now here, potentially in the battle for a race win here. And I believe that would be the first win for Porsche of the season. And what a time for it to come to pass. This final race. Jerome gets super duper close. All these cars get super duper close to each other now. We're going to go ahead and look at it from Antoine Poncet's POV. In that number 7 Haas Toyota. We'll see if he can bring this home for Toyota. We'll see if it can happen. It's possible. It is very, very possible, but is it going to happen is the question. All right, he's going to go ahead and send it. We'll see what's going to happen now. We're going to go into the onboard of the BMW. This time we're actually going to go take a look at the rear view camera once again. We'll see if anything can happen here. I know those drivers get a pretty good view of that rear wing quite a bit. But ultimately, I know Jerome wants to see the headlights of that BMW and that quite sizable grille that the car had. But so far, Mikhail, while the grille on that BMW might be sizable, he doesn't really have a sizable lead. Those two cars behind are doing a really good job of keeping this battle up close and personal. Maybe a bit too personal on some cases, with some contact between a few of these drivers. And yeah, okay, actually we have Namaja Raskovic going to be the first driver into the pits in the number 4 Penske Porsche. He'll be the first driver to call a pit stop. He's going to try to get an undercut on someone. Bonalumi has made a pretty decent recovery drive up to P5 now. But that's not what we're interested in at this current moment. What's going to be really, really enticing is this battle here between Jerome Lenorand and Mikhail Frokov. This is for the win. This is for the race lead as we have less than half of the race to go. The season closes out in about 28.5 minutes. And I know all these drivers want to close this out with a race win to end the season on a perfect high note. We're going to actually go on board now with the Porsche. See if we can see a path happen here between the drivers. Is it going to happen? He's going to get super close. He's going to shake the move. He's going to send it around the outside. Does he got the move? It's going to be close, but Mikhail has that inside line. So, yep, he's got it into the Daichi corner. Yep, it's so hard to get grip on that outside part of the track. You really gotta, if you're gonna make a move, you gotta make it, you gotta be on that inside line before you get into turn one. You wanna make that move before you get into Daichi. You gotta just make that move happen. Sooner rather than later. Oh, the cars are getting so close. I mean, these three cars are all stuck together like they're the bestest of friends. And while they may be really good friends off track, on track, they couldn't be more of enemies. Ooh, a little boop there from Jerome Lindenrad. He's trying to get this move done, but as you saw, a little bit of a precursor of what's going on in the background. Mark Santos, who wanted to attempt a last to first challenge here, is going to start sneaking up on these cars. Just like Jerome did a few laps ago before he got into his lead battle. He's going to send it up the inside! And Jerome Lindenrad, for the first time in LSR, he is going to be a race leader. But for how long, though? It's going to be close, but we'll see what's going to happen here. Oh, that plays off, but Jerome is going to fight with every fiber of his being. Look, he will have the inside going into the Coca-Cola corner. Oh, he just gives up that position to Mikhail Frokov. Unfortunate there for Jerome. And now Ponset is going to try to make a move around the outside. He's going to get two cars for one. Oh, he taps him. He taps around and they both spin. Both drivers spin. And Mark Santos. Oh, Mark Santos is counting his lucky stars right now. He almost got technically rear-ended by the rear end of Antoine Ponce's Toyota. He went for a move onto Jerome Lindenrad and just had a big spin. Both cars spinning almost in sync, and it allows Mark Santos to get into the P2 spot. And now Mikhail Frokov is just going to fly off. We're actually going to go ahead and drop down the order a bit to take a look at this really close battle now from one battle to another. This is the battle between the American machines. It is Nico Perez and Gabriel Mara fighting for P8 right now on track. He was checking for the inside, but once again, Nico Perez putting his car in a good spot, but it may not be enough. Oh, that little bit of a snap. I would just say Nico Perez. Gabriel Mara has a little bit of a snap coming out of corner exit. And that overtake is going to have to wait a little while longer. Oh man, I can barely catch my breath in this race. This is intense. This is exactly what you want from a season finale. I need to take a drink. If you are loving what you're seeing here on the Lightning Speed Racing YouTube channel, go ahead and drop a like and subscribe. Turn on notifications because, believe it or not, this is not the only racing we have today. We have F1 later on today for Season 10. Season 10 of our F1 series is going to start shortly after this race. I think a little bit after we do our final interview of the season with Nico Perez, as he's going to go ahead and walk us through the brand new season. But actually, speaking of Nico Perez, he's still under pressure from Gabriel Mara. We'll see if he can keep that. But actually, we'll stay on this battle for a little bit longer, at least for the going into turn one. We're not there yet. We still have several corners before that. But then we're going to switch to the battle for the final podium spot between the two cars that came together earlier of Jerome Lindenrad and Antoine Ponset. But this battle's looking super close. It's looking super dicey. Let's see. And actually, we'll do a DNF check. And actually, Namanja's out of the race. Namanja is our first DNF of the race. His season is done, unfortunately, there for the Penske Porsche. But we're going to have to go ahead and we'll stay on board with this battle because this battle is looking really, really spicy. We'll actually go on board now with the Cadillac as he's looking to make a move onto Nico Perez. He's going to have a better corner exit, and man, just listen to that V8 roar. Beautiful stuff there. We'll see if we can see a pass happening here. I don't think so. I just don't think he's got enough real estate. He's still going to send it up the inside. Yes, he is going to send it up the inside. He's going to fight. He's going to fight, but not quite get it. He just did not have the real estate, did not have the momentum. And once again, Nico Perez is still holding on to that P8 or P7 position. We're going to switch back to the battle for P3 at the moment between Jerome Lenorand and Antoine Poncet. We'll see if this can happen. We're going to go ahead and do another bit of engine ASMR because I need to hydrate. Hydration is a good thing. This is your second official hydration announcement, so be sure to hydrate. We'll be right back. A little bit of a brake lock up from that portion. It's very, very spicy. I was wanting to let this go for the rest of the lap, but just seeing that brake lock up, that was pretty scary there for the portion. It looks like he might have cost him a little bit of time, but now we're actually going to switch back to the battle between Mara and Perez. I mean, these two cars are so close to each other. Ooh, going up the inside. The two cars are going side by side. That is very, very good racing here from these two. Oh, I think the Cadillac might just have the inside. No, Nico Perez once again putting on exceptional defense there in that Glickenhaus. I mean, I knew like a few races ago there was a lot of glaze about Lucas Nielsen's how good he was driving. Oh, a little bit of a snap there from the Cadillac. But Nico Perez has had a really stellar race here today at Fuji. Good stuff from him. He is keeping that Cadillac behind, and that Cadillac is on a hard charge. Speaking of a hard charge, oh, actually a little bit onto the gravel a little bit there for Nico Perez. And oh, actually Mara went through. Yeah, a little bit of a mistake there, allowed Mara to get through. And now we're going to go ahead and switch back to the battle for the podium. The battle between Jerome Lenorand and Antoine Poncet. This fight's been going on for quite some time across multiple different positions. Go ahead and pull up some race information about the driver. See if we can work without bugging out the UI. Ah, there we go. This is Jerome Lenorand and the number 38 Hertz Team Jota Porsche. He is trying to chase down a podium. It would be a good end to his season. At one point, it looked very likely that he could have got a win. But that little bit of contact between himself and Antoine Poncet kind of threw that one out of the order. 19 minutes remaining on this track, and now, sooner rather than later, we're going to start seeing these pit stops happening, ladies and gentlemen. See if we can actually get this bit of UI to work. Unfortunately, no, that bit of UI is a bit buggy still. I wonder if we can actually... Never mind. I was thinking maybe expanding it would allow it to kind of go into full form. Unfortunately, I know it's still early access for this broadcast overlay. There we go. I think that's mostly back to its original size. But anyways, we're going to continue on this battle here This is the battle for P3 currently on track. Jerome Lenorand and Antoine Ponset. The two cars have been battling out for quite a while now. Toyota v Porsche, the battle that we mostly see from the real world. But actually, speaking of Toyotas, Mark Santos has a shot of actually pulling off this last to first challenge. He is now 2 seconds away from Mikhail Frokov. But the question is what's the pit strategy going to be for these drivers? It's going to be really tricky. I was predicting around the 20-minute mark we're going to see these drivers actually pit in. And actually, you know what? I have an idea. We have a way to kind of check, because usually these drivers will stop when they need to make a fuel change. Let's go and take a look at the energy remaining on these drivers, and it's actually still a pretty healthy amount of energy here for all of these drivers. So probably gonna only be yeah, I'm not sure. I'm trying to think of like when would be the best time to pit, and actually Philip Smolka is actually P9 in the van wall at the moment, so this would be a points finish. And actually, we have a disqualification, I just found out, from the number 51 Ferrari of Ben Stickley. Ferrari has just not had the time. Oh, wait, who was that? Is that Santos? Santos was in the wall. I cannot believe what I'm seeing. I cannot believe what I am seeing here. Santos, once again, it just seems like he just gets so close yet so far away from getting a victory at lightning speed racing. It's just unfortunate there. And actually, another thing I'd like to note is something that's awesome about Le Mans Ultimate and seeing some of the interesting tire strategies that you don't see in Formula 1. You can see how, looking at the tires here, and actually Mark Santos is going to call it into the pits. Go time to talk about the tires. So if you see the H and the M, so that means, I'm not sure exactly which order this goes, but so we have the drivers running a mixture of hard tires and medium tires, which in Formula 1 and also a lot of other racing series, your tires have to be the same compound. And if you see on Philip Smolka, he has the just the M without the H. That means he is only running the mediums. So mediums on the front and rear. If I were to make a guess, I would say mediums would be on the front of all these cars, and then hards would be on the rears, is what I am guessing. That's just what I think. I'll probably get some confirmation sooner rather than later. Yeah, interesting. Actually, let me look into that real quick while we see the pit exit. Yeah, let me take a look at that. Okay, so I'm looking at some of the information actually on our UI, and it doesn't show, unfortunately, which one is which. I'm just gonna go and make it the assumption that the hard tires are on the back of the car compared to the front of the car. But anyways, what's really important is now that Mark Santos has made his first pit stop, and probably his only pit stop. We're gonna go ahead and just switch it back to take a look at the gap to the next car. Go back to our default view, and actually it looks like Lenorand did get past Ponset at some point. Maybe during the incident. Actually, I'm going to shrink that just a smidge. Alright, there we go. I promise that'll be the last time I mess with the UI size for our timing tower. But anyways, we are going to continue to go and spectate this battle. Oh, looks like a bit of a break log from Jerome Lenorand as we come down to the final 13.5 minutes of the season. The final 30 minutes of the season. Or final 13 minutes of the season. Man, it's kind of hard to believe. It makes me feel old even though it's only been a few weeks. Or a few months. But I will say this right now. as we come down to soon to be the final few minutes of the race. I am exceptionally proud of all of these drivers who have competed here at Lightning Speed Racing for our inaugural Le Mans Ultimate Series. I mean, it's been a lot of fun to watch, and I hope you guys have enjoyed it as much as I have, because, yeah, I always look forward to these races, because I know there's going to be some really good moments, and just some really close racing. I mean, it feels like, especially talking about these podium spots, I mean, the podium spots have always just been under some kind of threat. Whether it's for the race lead, whether it's for P2, P3, regardless, the podium spots have been pretty much where almost all the action has been. Now this field has spread out quite significantly. And we'll go ahead and do a check and see if we have any other DNFs. But right now, because we started with 12 drivers, we're down to 10. If you finish this race, then you get points. That is how it's going to be right now, because how things work here at LSR, and there is going to be some tweaks to it for next season. We follow, for the 60-minute races, which are our shortest races, we follow the Formula 1 scoring, 25 points for first place, and then it goes down in decreasing increments, all the way down to getting 10 or 1 point for 10th place. With the exception of fastest lap, we like the 2025 season, we do not give any points for the fastest lap. It may be something we look into for next season, but I don't believe we are bringing that in. Obviously, when we get Nico Perez in here, he'll tell you all about it, because he's equally as excited as I am for this new calendar coming up. So we'll go ahead and see what's gonna happen here in the closing stages of this race. Once again, if you guys ever want to see an onboard of any of these drivers, just go ahead and let me know in chat, and I will go ahead and do that for you. But for now, let's go on board with Philip Smolka as he takes us around. We'll do an ASMR lap starting next lap in the van wall. We haven't really seen much of this car, and this would be the first time that this car gets points. So all Philip has to do is finish the race, and he will be a point scorer on debut, and also be the first point scorer inside of a van wall. That'll be very awesome to see. Oh, I mean, he's doing pretty good in that van wall. I know the van wall is not an easy car to drive in the slightest. He is a lap down, but I mean, he's got such a gap to pretty much anyone else nearby. So pretty much it's his race to lose. I mean, as long as he keeps all the walls, he will finish the race and score points. I mean, at minimum, he can score a single point if Formula Jonah does get past him. Now it's time, the final 10 minutes of the season. I still can't believe I'm saying that. I know I've said it a bunch, but 10 minutes remaining of the season. Our final 10 minutes of the last race of the inaugural Le Mans Ultimate Series here at Lightning Speed Racing is 10 minutes from the end. And man, oh man, what a drive it has been for these drivers. All right. Just going ahead and getting some stuff prepped for interviews real quick as we stay on board here with the driver currently on our screens. All right. There we go. All right. Just got some things prepped for our interview later on with Nico Perez, as he's going to walk us through the next season. And I mean, this field has spread out quite a bit. We'll also just go ahead and we'll ride on board with Formula Jonah here, and we will take this next lap as our final ASMR lap of the season. So that'll be really, really fun. I mean, I enjoy doing these because, I mean, like a lot of racing fans, I do enjoy just the loud roar of an engine, especially when some of the engines aren't as good as this Porsche does. But we'll be back as we take our final Oh, actually, our top 3 drivers have just pit in, so I wonder what their strategy is going to be like. But anyways, ASMR lap time. We'll be back. All right. I mean, that car sounds really, really good. And actually, during that bit of ASMR we had, some pretty interesting stuff has been going on here, I think. Yeah, here we go. Someone sound out boxing bell. Ding, ding, ding. It is time for the next round of this exciting racing match for the last spot, or for P2, sorry. And I mean, as Mikhail Frokov has definitely run away with this one, he will definitely, even if he gets a penalty for Sebring, which would be the only thing that can alter results, Mikhail Frokov will undisputedly be your champion. As long as he finishes this race, and if Mark Santos doesn't win, then Frokov will be your champion of Season 1. Which, I mean, it's been a really good drive there from the BMW, but it's been a pretty solid and very intense battle between these two. And honestly, I will say this right now as a bold commentator prediction. If Jerome Linneran competes next season, he is going to be a driver to keep your eye on. He has had some really good pace here today. He's been making that Porsche do moves. Curious if he'll switch cars, though, or switch classes, because of the possibility of multi-class racing coming in next season. It is something we have planned for, but obviously we'll check the attendance and see if that's something we can pull off. But yeah, I believe GT3 will be the category that we bring in. So we'll get sports cars alongside these prototypes. So that'll be a lot of fun. It'll add some extra layers of spice to an already spicy racing series. And I was trying to think of a pun, but unfortunately brain shorted up. But anyways, it's going to be a really good battle here between Antoine Ponce and Jerome Linneran. This is the battle for the last spot, or the second spot on the podium. The podium is pretty much locked in for both of these two, unless another major incident happens. Oh, there's lap traffic up ahead, though. That would be Formula Jonah up ahead. The lap traffic of that Penske Porsche machine. He's got a fellow Porsche behind him. We'll see. He will probably let him through. Yep, he hits the brakes. He got the blue flag. He'll let these cars go through. No incident there, which is always good to see. I have seen so many avoidable blue flag incidents just in my commentating career. Even though I've only been commentating for... Well, technically I first commentated in 2019, but that was a long time ago. And I don't count that as, like... I don't count all the time I didn't commentate in between. But anyways... In my short commentating career, I have seen a lot of times where a car that should have moved out of the way while being blue flag didn't, and it caused chaos and altered race results, particularly for a leader. I have seen it before, and I'm glad I did not see it again. They'd be pretty happy if I never saw that kind of incident again. But anyways, I know that Antoine Ponset is going to be really happy when he starts seeing those Porsche headlights in his rear view instead of staring at the taillights of that Toyota. We'll see if there could be a move made here. There's only going to be about 2 laps left of this race. We'll go ahead and check back into our race leader, championship leader, and soon-to-be champion, Mikhail Frokov. We haven't seen a whole lot of him. I mean, we saw a good amount of him today, but I mean, after that incident between Lenorand and Ponset, causing them both to spin around, it pretty much just sealed the deal and allowing Frokov to really just start walking away with this one. He'll get probably 2 more laps in, and then that is the end of the season. We have our first champion. This is so close to, the cars are so close to each other now. So close. Probably 2 more laps left in this race for a majority of the field. This is going to be really spicy, everybody. So they'll get this lap at their big start, and then they'll have 1 more lap, and then that is going to be the end of our inaugural season here. And what a season it's been. We've had banger after banger after banger of races. It's been a lot of fun. I'm sure these drivers had an absolute blast, and hopefully we'll see them all again. And hopefully some more drivers too. So we can start having GT3s and maybe even LMP2s if we get enough support. But now he's going to just come into this corner, try to make the move. Run to Lenorand. He doesn't get it though. Lenorand still just putting up some really good defense here. We'll go ahead and switch to the rear view camera of the search Toyota Porsche. And just watch how close Antoine Ponset can get at some point. As we come down to the final minute of this race. And as we head on to the final minute of this race, Mikhail Frokov is going to go ahead and get around that lap to Van Wall, and he's going to start his final lap, the final lap of the season. And man, what a ride it has been here, ladies and gentlemen. It's been an excellent season. I cannot complain. It has been so much fun to be here to watch this exciting racing. It has been an honor to have been your commentator for the season. But we got 30 seconds left, 1 more lap to go. We'll stay on board with this car for the entirety of this final lap. And I mean, this man has basically had certified banger after banger every single time that he has been on track. He has been on the podium. More times than not, he's been on the top step of the podium. 3, 2, and 1. The season is done. It is the final lap of this race. And your leader and very likely race winner is just making his way through the last few quarters now. And that is, it's been a championship level drive here from Mikhail Frokov. Started from 4th, made his way up to the lead, endured some tough racing, had some good battles. But he's only got a few more corners to navigate now. He's going through the Dunlop curve. Turn 11, now turn 12. And now he's soon to navigate the last 4 corners of the championship. He navigates to turn 13, now 14. And then a little bit of 15. Oh, sorry, that's a bit of early. Now, he's only got 1 more corner left to go. And this has been an excellent season for everybody involved, but especially this man right here on your screen. He is on the home stretch now. He's coming across the line. And Mikhail Frokov, you are a world champion here at Lightning Speed Racing. What a drive from the BMW. He wins here in Fuji. He wins the race. He wins the championship. And I think even if he gets penalized for Sebring, he is a championship. And do those donuts, man. You have earned this race win. What a drive. Mikhail Frokov, championship winner. And what a drive. What a season it has been. All these drivers here. Well done to everybody involved. And let's go ahead and just pull up that timing tower once again. for your final finishing positions. According to my timing table, it is Mikhail Frokov, Jerome Lenorand, Mark Santos actually made it to P2 or P3 somehow. He'll get a podium. He didn't get from last to first, but he got from last to podium. And then it's Antoine Poncet, Bradley Kennedy, Gabriel Mara, Michelle Bonalumi, Nico Perez, Philip Sminka, who will be the first point scorer for the Van Wall group. And then Formula Jonah rounded out at P10. He will be the last point scorer here. Nemanja Rajkovic goes ahead and gets a DNF. He was 18 laps down. And then we also had a disqualification for Bill Stickley. No one sure what that one's about. But once again, ladies and gentlemen, that is the season done and dusted. That was excellent. An excellent season. An excellent job for that man right there on your screen. I mean, man, there's not much else I can say about that season, but incredible. Excellent stuff there from everyone. It was a really, really it was a fun season. I'm going to go ahead and talk a bit as the commentator here. It's been a lot of fun being in the commentary booth for all of these races. They've all been a blast. I hope you guys enjoyed them even a fraction of the amount that I did, because I absolutely loved these races. So much fun. Awesome battles. Awesome drivers. These drivers are all exceptionally talented. And these are some of the best drivers you'll see in Le Mans Ultimate. Can't wait to see what the next season brings. My name is Patrick Holman, aka Rekkers, and I was your commentator for the entirety of the season. But as I said, we are not done yet with the season. We are done with the races of the season, but we still have a few more orders of business to go ahead and take care of. So I'm actually going to go ahead and pop into Discord with, we have Formula Jonah and we have Nico Perez. How are you guys doing?
Hey, we're doing pretty good.
Fine.
We're doing pretty good.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, it was a good point score for the both of you, because you both finished in the top 10.
Mm-hmm.
From
Yes,
your
we did.
perspective. All right, I guess we'll wait a bit to hear about their perspective. Anyways, we also have Mikhail Frokov officially now. I mean, even if you get penalized for any of the other races, you are the champion of the first season of Le Mans Ultimate here at LSR. Congratulations. You've had a very well-driven season. You've been on the podium every single race of the season. Well, how do you feel?
Yeah, I'm good. Excited. Finally finished with the season and yeah, ended out as champion. So I'm happy. Race win to end it out with too. So
Yeah, you pretty much finished it on the highest note you could have possibly done. So what are you looking forward to for next season?
I'm looking very forward to yeah, multi-class. I don't know if it's confirmed, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be, and that's gonna be very fun if multi-class racing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome.
just
So
confirm
I know we're actually revealing the calendar on stream here in a few minutes. That will be Nico Perez talking about the upcoming season with us, and maybe if Formula Jonah will say a few things as well. But yeah, again, congratulations on a very well-driven season. Can't wait to see what you do next time out. Just go ahead and celebrate, man. You have earned this.
Yep. Thank you.
Also,
I will.
before we do the calendar review, we have Santos.
Hello.
Hello. So you actually got at least on my timing table, you ended up with a podium there at the end. How did that manage to happen?
On the last lap, Ponson needed to pit for fuel. He didn't make it.
I
So
see.
I got a free position from that. But yeah.
Yeah, you, in lap one, it looks like you just got steered by the Lamborghini of Bonalumi. Can you walk us through like what happened from your perspective of that incident?
Yeah, well, I saw it all unfold in my rear mirror, and I'm not quite sure, but I think the Porsche hit him under the brakes, so he lost the car at that moment, and unfortunately, he kind of smashed into me and took also my suspension a bit. But yeah, that made it a bit difficult to drive, which may have resulted into 1 or 2 spins, I guess.
Yeah, I saw a few of those on the broadcast, but I mean, overall, I mean, still from. I know we were talking after Sebring, and you were going to do a last the first challenge. Didn't quite get last the first, but you got last the podium, so that is still very impressive. So, what are you looking forward to for next season?
Definitely multi-class racing, and also probably a new challenge if I get to drive another hypercar than the Toyota. The Toyota has been fun, but it's not as easy to drive as it may seem sometimes.
Yeah.
There are definitely hypercars that are way easier to drive, but it's very fast. I will say that.
Yeah, we actually saw earlier on the battle between Ponset and Brokov. It just seemed like that BMW just had so much more straight line speed than the Toyota did.
Yeah, that's the funny thing. Toyota's kind of like I would say the 2020 F1 Mercedes, where it's very fast when nothing is in front, but as soon as something is in front, it's very difficult to one, not punt the guy off in front, and two, even keep it on the track because you have to drive in a different manner. So, and that's something the car doesn't really like to do. So yeah, sometimes it's like that. But once you have free air, the Toyota is probably the fastest car in the field, I would say.
Gotcha. I mean, you had some pretty good performances throughout the season, so congratulations. And I believe you're officially P2 in the championship, so that's pretty exciting. Also, you also had a very well-driven season, so you definitely earned that one. And hope to see you next season, and I can't wait to see what you do.
Thank you.
All right, now it's time for the moment that we've all been waiting for. All right, Nico Perez, are you ready to reveal the calendar for next season?
1 second. Yeah, I'm ready.
All right.
Well, first I have another announcement, because
Alright.
people are talking about multi-class races.
Mhm.
And officially, we can announce we will have hypercars and GT3 cars on track next season.
Beautiful.
As it stands now, we will have 22, or we try and have 22 hypercars on the grid and 16 GT3 cars.
Woo!
And now for the calendar.
All right. I'm gonna get a metaphorical drum roll, and I'll adjust the size of it because it may be a bit small. We'll just have to see how it pops up on screen. But anyways, without any further ado, I will go ahead and present to you, alongside the rest of the Le Mans Ultimate Management, the calendar for Season 2. And ta-da! Alright, so we will go ahead and start off on April 5th with the Sebring prologue for our preseason. And then we are heading to the 100 minutes of Sebring, 60 minutes of Imola. Then we go to Spa, Le Mans, Circuit of the Americas, which is a new track. And then we go to Interlagos, Portimao, and then Fuji. Now,
You
Perez.
forgot the 2.4 hours of Le Mans.
I didn't mention Le Mans, I think. I might have missed it. But yes, Le Mans is there. I mean, it would have been a crime not to have it. But yeah, go ahead and talk us through this new calendar.
Well, first things first, the prologue will be on Sebring, but it won't be on the normal Sebring track. It will be on the school circuit to make things a bit more different. And as you can see, the first race will be the 100 minutes of Sebring. it will work just as with points the same as in the 90 minutes as this season, but then every place will get 1 extra bonus point. Imola is new on the calendar, so is Kota and Interlagos. Portimao will lose its pre-season race and will become a real season race. And I think those are the important differences. We will lose Bahrain and Monza, however.
Indeed. I mean, it's unfortunate to lose those tracks, but I think the tracks that did replace them, I think we have some pretty solid tracks here. I mean, Coda is one of my favorite tracks. I nicknamed it Coda because it is one of the best circuits in the entirety of the United States. So that one's going to provide some really good racing, and also Interlagos. I mean, that one's a certified classic too, so really looking forward to those two races. But yeah, I'm a little heartbroken that we didn't get the outer loop of Bahrain just because I figured that'd be absolutely hilarious to run. But yeah, it's good to see that we are taking. Go ahead.
This calendar, it has been decided on by the drivers, and apparently they didn't want to drive on one of the Bahrain tracks enough.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Bahrain's not everyone's favorite track, but also it is really awesome to see that the drivers, basically this calendar was crafted by the drivers themselves. So you know it's going to be a banger of a season. And when it's a track that drivers like, they're gonna drive hard. They're gonna have fun with it. It's the important thing. I mean, there's sometimes where if you drive on a track that you just don't like, it's just not fun, and you just want to get done as soon as humanly possible. But I mean, now that this calendar is official, and I told you we wouldn't have long to wait. Only about a few weeks in between, so that should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, a month.
Yeah, a month. Wow, that's crazy.
Or a week. No, it's a week. The prologue is already next week.
Oh yeah, wow. Yeah, so not much time at all in between season and the next. So you guys want to go super long, but yeah. Overall, I know you guys have been doing a lot of work behind the scenes to make sure this season was a season of learning for us here to try to figure out what works and what doesn't for Le Mans Ultimate. So, how would you guys rate the season?
I rate it a success.
Yeah, I'll just chime in here real quickly and say I think that this season has been an epic start, and I think that you just mentioned it perfectly. This was a learning season. You know, I think that we were trying to build something up here. Le Mans Ultimate is not something that we've ever done in LSR. This was something that we wanted to kind of like introduce and get a grid set up. Season 2 is kind of where it really starts. And I'll just point out here too that there's a lot of new things that are coming for Season 2. We mentioned multi-class racing. That's a very big factor here. And then also this calendar, you know, we got Imola, Interlagos, Coda, Portimao, all tracks that we've never raced on before in an official capacity, now officially becoming events. And also, Le Mans Ultimate is introducing a new track as well, a track that has never been on the game before, Losail. The Qatar 1812 kilometer will be coming to this game, I believe in May, so in a couple months, 2 or so months. So that's definitely going to be exciting. But I just want to point out to everybody that the season 2 is going to be pretty epic. It's going to be even more cool than this first season. Like I said before, this first season was about building things up. It was about kind of getting things introduced. And now we're kind of going to start setting things up. For season 2, I've actually already started with kind of preparing for it. We're gonna put the calendar officially on the Discord channels. Take a look at our social medias as well for updates. But at the top of the Discord for all members that are a part of the server, is going to be season 2 signups for Le Mans Ultimate. And there, if possible, it'd be great if you guys can all put your top 3 cars that you'd like to drive, whether that be GT3 or Hypercar. That's the 2 classes, of course. And please put it like number 44 Ford or number 6 Porsche Penske, so we know exactly which number you want as well. So yeah, and there's a few other things as well I wanted to point out. One thing that we've been talking about for quite a while is that for next season we won't be doing double numbers. So for example, in this race at Fuji, while it was great, we had a number 4 Porsche and a number 4 Van Wall. So next season that won't be the case. We're only going to do one of those cars, so either the Van Wall or the Porsche. It really depends. So that's something else as well. We want to make sure that this is going to be a really successful division, a really successful season coming up. And yeah, honestly, I'm just so happy to see how well this is doing, and it's only going to get better from here.
Thank you. And yeah, I agree. It was a really epic season. We had some really good battles up and down the grid, not just in this race, but every season. Sebring had a really good battle as well towards the very end. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to next season. It should be a lot of fun. I mean, yeah, these tracks on the calendar, I mean, there's not a bad track on the calendar, so it should be really fun. All right, that is going to be it here from us at Lightning Speed Racing. This was the season finale of the first season of Le Mans Ultimate. My name is Patrick Holman, aka Rekus. I was your commentator for this season, and we'll see you guys next time. Have a good one, everyone, and stay tuned because I think we have F1 coming up here very shortly, so definitely check that out. All right, goodbye, guys. Have a good week, and we'll see you next time.